I had some people telling me, why does this look amateur? Why does it look so bad? And in today's video, I want to dive deep into the process of building a open world map. So what you can see right here is the new planned chunk update, right? Like you see, this is all the content the new chunk is going to include. Well, not all the content is in-game. Still, of course, you can see many holes, but the rough part at least is there. And I want to basically explain to you guys why I do stuff in this way, basically. And this is also pretty common in the gaming industry. You see that also with, there's a video, I'm going to link it in the description, of Mafia 3, where they're driving around their map in an alpha stage, where you can see also everything is pretty rough. Not really much stuff is textured at this point. And it basically shows it pretty well how a game map basically starts like looking, right? Because the people only see the finished product in games. So yeah, most of you guys don't really see it in the development stage, how it's going to look. And when you see it, you think it looks bad, but it's just how the process basically works. And I'm going to fly around and tell you guys why I did stuff this way. Why does it look so bad? Basically, why do you see this flickering? I'm going to explain all of this and my thought process basically behind this. So what you notice basically is the buildings are in the most further stage, like they are the most detailed at this point. And why is that? In the beginning stage, it's important to focus on the stuff which matters the most. And in a GTA 5, or GTA in general, in an open world map like GTA, I definitely would say buildings are the most important factor of this map. And this is because of every GTA map is a parody of a specific location. So you basically know if it's a New York parody by having the Empire State Building, it's a Los Angeles, parody if you have, all the beach buildings, the Ferris wheel at, basically like in GTA 5 with the Del Perro Pier. And this is why I believe buildings are definitely the most important factor to get right. Because you're trying to parody a real life location, so you can't just fuck up the size of the building, right? You can't just fuck up the look of the building. You gotta get it at least somewhere right? You don't need it one-to-one, of course, but you need to get it somewhere right. So this is the reason why I start with, detailing the buildings, because they are the most important inside the map. So you can see the buildings are the most detailed. You can see I already placed the windows, so I know I didn't fuck up the scaling, because the windows are a good scaling reference, as well as the door. Because if I just have this wall, you couldn't really know, okay, do the windows fit? Because the windows are basically, they have to be a specific size. You can't just make them real fucking huge, bigger than basically a fucking truck. That's going to look off. So you gotta get the size of the windows at least right. So, it at least looks right. And especially the door, you gotta get 100% right. Because if you have a door which is smaller than the character, you basically fucked up. And if it's too big, you also fucked up. So this is why I have these scaling important features inside the building already, like the windows. And the rest is not so important for now. Like I just placed a simple concrete texture. This is not going to be the texture I'm going to use in the final end, but it basically shows, okay, this wall is concrete, fine enough. Same with this one. This is actually a real life building. It's a canning company in Canary Row. And you can see the texture is completely wrong. But the reason why I use this texture is because it's red and the building in real life is red. So I just, gave it this texture. And you see that across all the buildings. Here's basically wood. The windows, the doors there, and the important elements you gotta get right from a scaling perspective are basically already placed, right? The rest, not so 100% important, but they are there as well as the building size, like the roof. And the roof layout is already there. And, the shape, this is all the information I basically need from a building at this stage. Because when I lay out the roads, right, as you can see here, I basically also need to make a proper distance between these buildings. So it's important I get the scaling of the buildings right. Because let's say I have this building pretty detailed, okay? This is the final size of this building. And then I just have a block of this building. But when going more into detail, like windows and stuff, I notice, okay, the shape of the building is too small to fit in a door or, these windows, making it 2-floor. And this is why it's so important to basically make already some scaling relevant details. Because let's say all the stuff like the windows and the doors didn't fit, right? And then I gotta scale up this building and I already fucked up the roads. It's just time waste, adjusting that stuff. So it's important to get that stuff already right. And you probably ask me why I have this building, not really, all the scaling important elements, right? Because it can be that I have to scale up the building. But for this building, it's a pretty simple building in real life, and it's not so important to get 100% right. So the only thing I basically set to it, which is the important information I need, is only this, this entrance area. Only this entrance area is basically important for this building for now. I don't care about the width. I don't care about the length of this building and stuff. It's just this entrance area right here. And yeah, pretty much it's only about important information you need, right? This is why the map looks bad, because I'm only working with important information. As I have these windows right here, I have this door right here. This is all the important elements. I don't need the road, for example, to have any textures, because I know roads are basically made of tarmac. Of course, there's also different variety of roads like cobblestone and stuff, but that's stuff I don't really need in this stage. The only thing I need is, okay, does the vehicle fit into this lane? Does it? Nice. Okay, done. The roads are not 100% important to get right in size, except that basically, a vehicle fits into the lane and you still have some space, some roaming space. So it's basically the lane is not too tight. That's important information I need for the road. That's why the road do look like this. Just has a simple marker to separate the lanes, so I know, okay, a vehicle does fit into the lane. So you guys probably already got now a better understanding of why basically it looks so bad. Why did I choose to work this way, basically? It's all about just important information. It's not about the visuals. The goal isn't to make stuff look good, right? It's just to have the stuff in there, the content in there, to know, okay, what am I even working towards, right? And the terrain, the reason why the terrain isn't there yet is because it's stuff I don't need at all. Terrain is pretty organic, as you can see here. It's so fucking organic. It doesn't matter the size. It doesn't matter really the features it has. For example, this mountain, it wouldn't matter if this mountain would be smaller or bigger. Terrain is pretty organic, so I don't really need terrain information, right? Terrain information is the most useless in this stage of development. That's why terrain doesn't exist. What is important are the roads, and the buildings. The roads are there to basically know the gap between the buildings. So this is why the roads have to be there. But the rest, terrain, not important. Props, obviously, also are not important. And this is basically the thought process of, or the process itself of doing a map like this. It's all about information. It's not about making stuff look good. This is the reason why stuff looks bad. It's all about information, and information. And shapes and, the size of the buildings are the important information I need for now. I'm going to show off some of the planned map. You can see a bit of the city part. Right here, this is going to be Roxwood City, right? The outskirts of it. This is pretty much why it's so, industrial theme. There's going to be also a residential area right here and a hotel on the outskirts. This is going to be a Walmart, basically, pretty common in America. I don't actually know why GTA 5 didn't do any Walmart, but yeah, this is supposed to be a Walmart. And the reason why I went so much into detail in this area is because I want to make a marketing shot right here, in this place with the building and then saying, hey, Roxwood City is coming. So this is why you also see a bit of the terrain and the roads basically already textured and, in a more detailed stage. So yeah, this is the reason why it's just, the way I like to work is like I choose a location I want to show off and focus on it. And then later on, I'm going to spread my focus on everything, working on this town a bit and this airport to bring everything on a consistent quality level. So yeah, I hope this video gave you guys a better understanding of why, stuff looks this way. It all has a thought process behind it. Nothing is just like this because it is like this. It's all thought out. It's everything ties together, and then basically you work towards it. You get the details, you get more detailed, and in the end you have a final product like this, where it looks really nice. You guys can see very detailed, but it all started this way. It's actually kind of amazing to see, stuff in this stage, bare bones, and then later on it's just going to look like this. But this is the amazing part about 3D. This is why I love building worlds. It's just the process behind it and the final result, driving around your map in the final stage after you've seen it for months in this stage. It's just something awesome. It's just a awesome journey, basically creating a map. I really like it. I really enjoy it and really love it. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Hope you could learn something, and see you guys.